They've got that under their belt already for the second year in a row, but now it's all about the driver's title. 5 red lights go on as soon as Charlie Whiting switches them off. Away they go. Good start from Andreas Zuber, slow away, but no stall from Sandy Negrão. As you predicted, Gareth, Zuber might be the man here, but look at Adam Carroll coming around the outside. Can he make it on safely? Yes, he gets alongside Negrão. Well, nobody facing backwards in the first corner. You can already see, though, that one of the ART cars has been eased a little further down the order, and I think Piquet has moved up. There is Sandy Negrão in second, Adam Carroll in third place, Timo Glock perhaps in fourth, ahead of Ernesto, no, it's Viso ahead of Glock, I think.
I think Piquet and Hamilton are 6th and 7th, I would say, looking at that shot there.
In fact, it's not Viso, Viso's way down the back, so who is that in front of Timo Glock?
Looking at Piquet.
That's the championship leaders. Now, neither of them can afford an error here. Piquet saying after qualifying, they both know that it is really up against the head. Any mistake here in this race weekend could just throw away the championship title. There is Ernesto Viso down towards the tail of the field. He started 24th, but Adam Carroll having a real go at Sandy Negrão. Timo Glock behind him. Lucas de Grassi is next up, and that's Giorgio Pantano coming through the field. There is de Grassi in the Durango car, 5th place, Piquet 6th, Hamilton 7th as we saw, so it was Prema who lost out at the start. He's down in 9th, 10th place, there he is, trying to fight his way back past Luca Filippi. As Gareth tries to fight his way into the timing system, which is not holding up well. This is a great battle, wheel to wheel. Ferraz Fauzi there on the inside.
Viso trying to go on the outside.
Ooh, and again Prema being pushed out wide, losing ground. Zuber running away with this one. Sandy Negrão in second, Adam Carroll as Piquet moves inside de Grassi, the man who followed him as the Brazilian Formula 3 champion.
Freeway contact.
Oh, that was all was that Jason Tahinchi who came down the inside, just couldn't hold it together, I think, and with Jose Maria Lopez.
Yeah, back with Lopez looking inside of Prema there. I'd like to see Zuber start again. Hamilton spun!
Still got an engine. He has still got an engine. Oh my goodness me, that's really trusting a lot in other drivers. Now that is very dramatic indeed, and that almost guarantees that Nelson Piquet will be at least in with a chance of taking the championship lead away from here. He's alongside the number 7 Iceport car, and that is Ernesto Viso. And that's how far back he's come from. Hamilton really in trouble here. Oh, Gareth, there is huge pressure now for the Englishman who has led this championship almost from the second race weekend onwards.
Yeah, that's difficult. I mean, obviously we haven't seen what happened there, but I presume he lost it on his own. He wasn't actually close enough to see. Here we are, we're in car with him now. Just gets away from him, just hits the curb, maybe just slightly too hard, just gets away from him. But the way he rejoined here, dear me, I was expecting a T-bone then.
Now this is Jason Tahinchi on the right of your picture, down the inside. Ooh, yeah. Dear, he was nearly a 4-car shunt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He did his very best, and nearly got his teammate Pantano as well. Well, Piccioni's the man in the middle.
Yeah, to be fair, Filippi's giving nobody any room as he's going for the apex, even though with 2 cars inside him. So
yes, lap 1, first corner. I'm going for the apex. I shan't trouble the mirrors too much.
I think Piquet was the only innocent part. Is Hamilton making his way back through the field? I think just
this was the moment with Viso. Look at that, how close!
That's actually pretty big contact.
Yeah. Luckily, Viso was.
Fauzi slowed down. Fauzi is crawling along. So,
and let's go, Viso. How the brain works at that. See, now that's the difference between a racing driver and a driver who can just about cope with the car. Is that Viso somehow managed to sort all that data and got out of trouble.
Now without the time screen, we can't.
Now
see exactly
we could really use the timing screen. They only go down to 6th place. Lucas de Grassi. Piquet's only 5th. Hamilton making a move down the inside of Adrian Valles. It is in fact.
Yeah, the point I was making as we saw Hamilton start his spin there was I'd like to see the start again. Zuber looked to have a cracker. It looked borderline jump start to me from the angle we were at, so I'd like to see it from another angle and just see that it was legal.
Touch of the clay Regazzoni's, you're saying?
Maybe.
Although he didn't often jump from the front row. But there is certainly, certainly back in the 70s there was the thinking that if here we go, you get your wish. Watch Zuber.
No, just a great start. Just as soon as the lights went, the cracker.
Exacerbated by the fact that Sandy Negrão was still rolling a cigarette or something as the lights changed, because he really was very slow away. Oh, right behind, look at that. Viso in a four-way squeeze, just right at the back of the field, pushing with Jimmy Bruni on his outside, and in fact they slowed each other right up there. Here it comes. That was a big gaggle of cars. Lots of first lap action.
God,
oh my goodness, how did he miss the DPR car?
He had a spin as well. Dear, he's an eventful race, or Viso, isn't he?
His onboard camera tape will be worth watching, and their insult to injury, the DPR car comes back with Lewis Hamilton now, thinking this is live. Oh, is that Pantano?
Yeah, it's a good move actually. Pantano to Hinchey maybe.
Or to Hinchey. Oh, that now there was a car on the outside there though, with marshals working on it. Yeah. Surely there would have been yellow flags. Right on the outside of that corner. I can't believe there wouldn't have been yellows there. Well, that's something that we can probably only find out at the end of the race. Hamilton just going through frame there. And which of the two is that? That's hard to tell. That's Vitaly Petrov. Now, it may well have been Petrov that spun earlier on that we saw on board with Viso. And here is Hamilton. Didn't get the job done entirely, did he? Oh, goodness me. Monfordini. So that previous on board was at least a lap, and not for him obviously, but Piquet. So Piquet picking up one place, and
been done by Glock, isn't he?
Yes, Glock was ahead of him anyway, because he got past Negrão, but Glock now third, and Hamilton behind Frank Pereira and around the outside of these two.
Hard on the power, nice and early. Here
so this is Yoshimoto and Pereira. Oh, Pereira giving him a big squeeze.
That's naughty.
Well, there's still lots of room. He was just defending, wasn't he? I mean, it's not like he had a big chop.
He's come back and done him.
And he's between Pereira and Monfordini. That's really not a nice place to be,
sandwich.
Is it? Yes.
He's going to do it again.
He is. Well, do you know what? I mean, he's giving him just enough room to keep a car in. Yeah, enough to survive.
Good move.
But
that's pretty brave stuff.
So I'm okay with that actually.
Yeah, that was not too bad. The first one on the pit straight was a little bit naughty, but just the right side of naughty.
So Hernandez Prema in 8th place and 7th place respectively, as Hamilton picks up another position. See, now this is almost like the race leader working his way through the back markers, isn't it? But this is really, really important stuff. Been in with much a championship chance. Here we go with Hamilton. Look at the speed of approach here.
There, isn't it?
Absolutely flying up the inside. Almost taking the line as if there's no one else there, without suggesting that he's ignoring the car. Goodness me.
Stressful stuff.
I'd like to see exactly how calm his dad is at the moment, because he's normally a paragon of sang-froid, isn't he? But now, you're absolutely right. I mean, in the last few races, he's been the man in the lead, being caught. But again, you see, look at Piquet, pressure off Piquet.
Good move.
Hamilton's not scoring, so Piquet can afford to take a risk or two. And there was contact there as well with Timo Glock as he squeezed through in the
back at him.
Well, this is Glock, the street fighter.
Yeah, Glock's every right to do that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's scrapping for points as well.
And here comes Di Grassi, the man who's been a year behind Piquet on his trip through Europe.
Piquet's ended up losing a place rather than gaining. Just niceties, or whether he meant that, I don't know. But
well, I think now it's coming down to it. You know, halfway through the season, even if the guy in front of you is, or the guy, your teammate, has got a bigger point score. Now we're at 2 races from the end of the championship. You know, penultimate race weekend. I think any racing driver with any ounce of moral fibre would allow it to go. And so, you know, come on. You know, what's the difference for him, 3rd or 4th in the points? Doesn't, the pit stops, we saw first 3 or 4 laps, setting some very quick times. And there is Piquet having a go at Di Grassi again.
Yes, the replay, I think, isn't it, of actually getting past. Yep.
And I think that one sticks.
And we have timing screen, which is good.
And we have Jason Hinchy in 17th place, I can tell you. Whoops, daisy. That was lots of handfuls of opposite. What I was going to say what in trade terms is known as a tank slapper, but in fact that's known as a punt from Jimmy Bruni, who really ought to be a little bit. Own teammate Alexandre Prémart, who is right in front. Now this is not for points, so he'll have to work his way not only past these, but also past Sergio Hernandez and Nicolas Lapierre to take points for 6th. Here he comes inside Lopez. He's just so late on the brakes, isn't he?
Lopez didn't fight at all. That was just easy for him. Almost like Lopez said, yeah, go on, after you.
Well, there you go.
What Prémart's done. Yeah.
Well,
Which is what we half expected. It's what we were talking about before. As teammate, yeah, go on, after you.
Well, actually, it was a great place for Hamilton to catch them, because Prémart could move offline easily. Yeah. Not a good race weekend for him. Oh, Piquet doing his best to get by Timo Glock, but also, well, we saw this before at Hockenheim, where some demon late braking manoeuvres from Piquet flat spotted his tyres to such an extent that in fact he had a delamination and then a tyre explosion at the end of the race.
Should get a decent slipstream here.
And the Hamilton camp will be praying desperately for lots more lockups.
Oh, that's brave. No.
Now you see, this is vintage Glock. After watching some of his champ car races last year, he just loves to roll his sleeves up and get into it.
Yeah, well, he's scrapping for 3rd place in the championship with Prémart, isn't he? So he needs every point he can as well.
Well, plus, you know, a position on the podium, plus
Hamilton up to 7th.
Yeah, he just loves to race. One more place then and he'll be in the points.
Yeah.
How far away is Nicolas? Visual of Piquet now, particularly if Piquet's going to leave big puffs of smoke behind him. This is a replay from that monster moment. See how dirty the dirty line is, one of the little barge balls, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, and here comes Hamilton.
Just done up here to 6th. He's in the points.
Well, that's some great progress. Right in front of him, you saw Lucas Di Grassi. And Di Grassi, after holding off Piquet earlier on, has just faded a little. Zuber with the biggest lead we've seen for a while. Wonder if Adam is now tiring of sitting right on his gearbox and just dropping back for a few laps. So completed 13 of 23. Replay with Hamilton. And again, it looks like he's got brakes and the other cars haven't. I mean, we saw it when he was right alongside Lopez earlier on. Lopez just suddenly shot backwards out of the camera view, and that was him hitting the brakes.
Hamilton's flying. And the next 37.3 for Hamilton. The next fastest lap that lap was 38.5.
And that is Di Grassi done and dusted. So Hamilton up to 5th, Piquet currently 4th.
Well, you can see straight away, I mean, with every lap, Piquet was nibbling at Glock, wasn't he? Now, forget it, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Just look after the tyres, take it easy, don't risk anything, just keep Hamilton behind. Keep him at arm's length.
Glock's podium is safe from Piquet, that's for sure. Here we go, yeah, just look at him. Oh, the toe, that's great stuff.
Good move. Great move.
That is my favourite part of this track in almost anything. You just get such a big toe up the hill and down the other side, and it's just a great overtaking manoeuvre.
We've seen time and again this year, the ART car is so good on the brakes, isn't it?
Phenomenal. I think he's got every chance of winning this.
You see again just the replay, just a fantastic toe. Again, Piquet doesn't really, until the very last second, doesn't make a move to defend it at all.
Barely a car's width offline, Piquet. And Hamilton was already fully alongside. Piquet was just looking at crashing there if he forced that any further, and he knew it too.
Pretty pleased with that.
I tell you what, they've started breathing again. But you know, for Piquet, it's not a nightmare. The nightmare would have been contact earlier on with, oh my goodness me, he's inside for 3rd.
Glock going to come back at him?
Yes, of course he is. Of course he is. Now, this is danger for Hamilton, though.
Yeah.
Glock's got everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Piquet should be closer, really, to try and pick up some pieces if there is contact.
Glock,
that's going to beat sights. Wow, he's done him.
Balls of steel, this boy. In fact, both. Again, you know, a big pressure move from Glock. You can just imagine what the Formula 1 press room is like, can't you? Every single man stood on his feet going, are you seeing this?
Glock's come back at him again.
Yes, and Piquet's right in there as well, and that's contact.
Yeah, Piquet's done him.
Oh,
Exactly, that's where Piquet should have been. Just in case there was contact, pick up the pieces. Now Lewis has got to do it all again.
And they've got 2 more races at Monza as well to sort this out. Piquet suddenly has woken up. Glock is in danger of running out of tyre, I think, as is Piquet at this stage.